Welcome back to Bougie Black Therapist Podcast. I'm your host, Montoyia McGowan, licensed clinical social worker, and this is a place where we talk about all things boundaries and entrepreneurship. My special guest, because all of my guests are special, and I don't really know what else to say other than special guests, but my special guest today is one of my favorite brothers and podcast producer, Cassius McGowan.
What's up, Toy? Hey, it's funny just be on the other side of this when you're saying the favorite guest. I'm like, wait a minute, I heard this too many times. I don't feel special over here.
All of my guests are favorite. Special. Yeah, we got somebody special today.
Yeah, special. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You popped it on me right now, so
yeah. Today I wanted to talk about, I was supposed to do an episode by myself, but I was thinking, I don't want to. So, so I decided that I'm going to have you as my special guest.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of conversations about entrepreneurship,
right,
and the mental health issues that go along with it.
Shoot, yeah, you already know me, yeah.
So the definition of entrepreneur means you accept all risks. If you look up the definition, that's exactly what it means. You accept all the risks for a business. We accept all the benefits of it, but the risk, they be risking.
Shoot, yeah, you right here. Hey, man, pins and needles.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so if a person already has issues with anxiety, anxiety is, I like to explain it, is excessively worrying to the point where it keeps you from being able to be in the moment.
Gotcha.
So anxiety is like, this is your body, this is your mind. Anxiety is excessively worrying about the future to keep you from being able to be here.
Right.
Depression is excessively worrying about the past, like shoulda, woulda, coulda. I wish I had a known. If I could go back, I would do this, but you can't. So it keeps you from being right here. And when you are not able to be in the moment, you tend to miss a lot of stuff. Shoot. And we also do something that's called disassociate. Because like disassociation is like daydreaming with worry.
Oh, I do that a lot, yeah.
Or you're in a different place. So if you're not here, where are you?
Man.
I'm 2 weeks. I'm 2 weeks ahead. That's where I am.
Hey, I always overthink every situation. I'm thinking like, okay, what could happen? What's this, and this? Like I'm mapping it out.
Yeah.
I ain't even did nothing yet. So, yeah.
I'll be exhausted. I'll be like, you know what? I done already worked through the next 2 weeks, and I'm tired. So forget it. I ain't doing none of it.
Yeah. The main thing is on my end is like when I say it's like I overthink so much stuff. You know how sometimes then like my shoulders always. And I'm like, okay, just rest. Because for some apparent reason, I'm tense a lot now. So it's like when you say it, as far as like the entrepreneurship, man, it's like for me working for a company, you have like regular stress. Then when you're working for yourself, there's like a different type of stress. So and then like I said, then you pile on bills, and then you're like, okay, you depending on you.
And then you got a family.
Yes, and like I said, I'm trying to provide for my wife and child. You're like, okay, it's stepping up a whole nother notch.
The risk is risky.
Hey, it's super risky around this thing.
I remember I used to brag about how I was not a risk taker and how I also was like a calculated risk taker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here risking it all.
Shit, me too.
So when a client comes in to see me and we're talking about anxiety and anxiousness, I like to educate them on some of the things that cause us to have, some of the symptoms of anxiety. So one thing I like to ask is if they know how to swim, and if they do they know how to float?
Yeah, I don't know how to float.
Probably because you be so tense all the time.
Yeah.
Your muscles are tense and tight, so you turn into a rock when you in the water. And so learning how to float, like allowing yourself to just relax and be in the moment, that can help you start to work on little increments of not being anxious.
Really? That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. And I know this because I'm rooted in anxiety.
Okay.
Like I gotta freak out first.
For real?
Before I figure it out. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's like but now it's funny because I tend to notice. You know how at first I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then now I'm like, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, just calm down. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes like it take a minute. Like, oh my God, now I got to go ahead and work through this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It can make you be stagnant or help you move forward. I feel like I've learned how to use my anxiety and my anxiousness as a gift versus making it seem like I'm broken or something's wrong with me.
Oh, so you're an X-Man now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm an X-Man too around this thing. Man.
Yeah,
So,
you are.
yeah.
You are. And so I like to tell people that anxiousness is really just an indicator.
Okay, yeah.
And feelings are an indicator.
Right.
So if you explore what's making me feel anxious, then you can better decide what to do next.
Right.
And it just means that, like, what's the feeling? Mm-hmm. Not I'm mad, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm scared. Like, what's the real feeling?
Right.
The real feeling could be, I got 8 things I need to do and I got to pick the baby up from school. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do all of it.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. And then you have, like, on my end, it's like, okay, I got this many projects. Everybody want their stuff at a certain time. It's like, okay, then I want to be daddy. My Cree come home. I'm like, okay, Cree, I'm trying to be daddy and husband. I'm like, I got to get projects out. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, it's a lot. Then, like, now, me moving my stuff I edit at home, too, now, to be closer to my family. But I'm like, okay, I got to, I'm trying to balance everything out. So, yeah.
Working from home don't really mean you get to work while you at home.
Yeah, folks like, man, you at the house chilling. I'm like, really? No.
Yeah.
No, it's always working. So sometimes I need to learn how to turn it off. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I don't turn it off.
Ooh. I came up with this new therapeutic thing that I've been telling people to do. I got to use it on you.
What's it?
Okay, so imagine one issue that you have. Well, think about a hamster on a hamster wheel.
Right.
The hamster is running. Sometimes it's going fast. Sometimes it's going slow.
Mm-hmm.
That hamster wheel is a worry.
Okay.
So, like, how many different hamster wheels do you have going on? And I have clients write them down or talk about them out loud. Mm-hmm. And then what hamster wheels can you turn off until tomorrow? What hamster wheel can you put on a shelf? Because you actually don't need that because there's nothing you could do about it. You just worrying about it.
Yeah.
Like imagining the hamster wheels, because our thoughts are energy. And that energy causes so many other things to go wrong in our bodies that we don't realize it, but it goes back to your thoughts.
Yeah, because I have that. It's like sometimes now, even like you said, as far as your thoughts is energy and stuff like that. Like I said, as far as when I was speaking about my body being tense constantly and stuff like that, and then it starts from tense to body aches, and then I'm starting to take Advil because my body's aching all constantly and stuff like that. I'm like, I wasn't the pill taker as far as body aches and stuff like that, but now it's like, then my mind seems to wander. Then the older you get, like, okay,
is this cancer? My hip been hurt for 4 weeks.
I ain't lying. Seriously, I be asking Kim, hey,
you think it's a tumor?
Do your body do this? They be like, no. I'm like, shit. Oh, I'm like, oh my God.
So we have a hormone in our body called cortisol.
Yeah.
Cortisol is our stress hormone. And it tells us whether or not we should go into fight or flight.
Right.
But when when you're an entrepreneur, you are always in a state of fight, flight, freeze, or befriend.
Oh, so that's why I feel like this all the time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's normal. Like, welcome to the club. Some of us just look cooler when we're doing it. Yeah. And so the cortisol, if you have too much cortisol over extended periods of time in your body, it's like an overflow. It's like a dam that breaks. Mm-hmm. But the cortisol causes inflammation.
That's what's happening to me, yeah.
So inflammation is like your body trying to protect itself, but in some forms, it's almost like it's attacking itself too.
Oh.
And you can reduce your cortisol and your inflammation by doing stuff that feels like you're resting or playing. You're not being productive.
Okay.
Going outside, meditating, seeing greenery, travel, taking a break from responsibilities. Like if I do yoga at home, I be stressed out because I'm down there on the floor and downward dog, and I'm just like, oh wow, I need to dust those baseboards.
So you still
And
now you think about work
who
still.
left this paper towel up here? I be struggling.
Yeah.
And I really have to force myself to be like, okay, girl, it's called thought stopping. Okay, girl, stop. Be on the mat and focus on this. And everything else can wait. Like you can get to it when you're done.
Yeah. It's hard. I'm gonna have to do it. But it's yeah.
You've been doing much better.
Yeah.
I like to brag on Cassius because the fact that you are self-taught and you know how to do so many different things because that's how your brain works, it's intriguing.
It's funny because I always ask Kim, I'm like, Kim, you don't know how to do it? She like, no. I'm like, because it's funny because when I'm asking people, when I'm trying to show them things, to me, my mind is like,
that's simple.
it's simple, it's regular. And they like, man, look, that's hard. I'm like, no, it's not. But the fun thing is, like, when I'm watching the mechanic, I'm talking to them the same way, like, man, look, I couldn't do that.
I think sometimes we don't realize that, and we take that for granted. I was watching a show a couple of days ago, and it was a therapist on there, and she was explaining to them how the love languages work.
Okay.
And the guy that she was talking to was a celebrity. And he just seemed like he was so intrigued by it, like he didn't know. And I'm thinking, everybody don't know this?
No, because I don't know.
Dang.
Hey, seriously, I don't know when people saying, it's funny when people like, oh, you know, this is my love language. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Press this button.
Yeah, it's like I just agree, like, man, like, yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that stuff means.
Okay, so love languages, there are 5 love languages. Gifts, words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, and another one. I always forget one. I don't know why, but I do. They could Google it.
Yeah.
And so if my love language is vacuuming, then whenever I go to somebody's house, I'm probably going to vacuum.
Yeah, we're like vacuum, just put me at ease.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if your love language is dusting, whenever you come to my house or somebody else's house, you dust.
Okay.
But you come to my house and you dust, and I'm saying, okay, I don't really care about you dusting, but that vacuum though, like you can vacuum. And you say, I don't really like vacuuming, so I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna dust, and you're gonna have to be happy with this because this is how I show you that I love you.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care how much you dust. It's still never going to be enough because vacuuming is what makes me feel loved. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so we tend to speak our love language to other people because that's easy for us. But if you intentionally find out what makes that person feel loved and you're doing it. So if I come to your house and I'm like, oh, you got some dust. Let me dust for you. You're like, you know what? My sister came over here and dusted the other day.
That made you feel special. Like, man, I feel special.
Yeah. But if I came over there vacuuming, you like, man, where'd she go? She vacuum. Why she be doing it? That don't even make sense to me.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And so when we're in relationships with people, that's what we tend to do. We tend to speak our love language and then be upset when they're not grateful.
Okay. Well, I need to find somebody love language around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
I ain't gonna charge y'all for this session.
Thank you very much.
How many times have you had to recreate yourself since you've been in business full time?
Man, shoot, I got to reboot constantly. It's like
I like reboot.
Hey, I have to reboot constantly because it's like I'm learning. It's funny me watching you. It's like, okay, you hit me with different stuff. You give me different pointers, and I'm like, okay, I need to go ahead and make boundaries. Like sometimes when I would answer the phone, and I'm like, now I would tell Kim, you know what? I'm not answering the phone. I'm not gonna do it. I would just look at it. I'm like, I'm not answering nothing. It's like I'll be always on because I still do the stuff sometimes where I will let people text me late at night, and I'm still answering back and forth. I'm like, why? I'm like, I should have just not even answered their text and waited till the next day. It's like now, but as far as me rebooting myself, it's like I have to watch my boundaries. Like, okay, let me stop doing this because I see this is not working. It's me being a business owner. Okay, let me stop doing this. Let me start doing this more. Let me start doing this. It's like, it's just, I guess it's just trial and error for me.
And we second guess ourselves a lot.
That's another thing I do. It's like, I guess I overthink a lot in situations. So me overthinking a lot in situations, because far as like when I first started, my wife, she can contest to this, I would overthink everything. I'm like, okay, I want the stuff perfect. Then I would show Kim how it look. She's like, it look good. And I would go back and start working on it. And I would hold projects forever. And I'm like, man, look, I need to go ahead and push this stuff out, because what my perfect is, other people perfect is totally different.
I was just telling somebody about that earlier today, that the community that I'm in of therapists, coaches, and consultants, somebody may say they got an offer of $19 for this ebook or something like that. And so I invest in it and I get it. And I'm like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
They done hyped it up.
Hey, it's like, that's it? Like, man, $19?
And then people are like, oh my God, I needed this. This was
Really?
perfect timing.
You know what? Man, you ain't never lied, man, because I do the same thing far as folk like, man, this man cold. I'm looking like,
no, you're not.
Really?
What's cold to you?
Like,
so then I'm thinking, is it me?
I think the same thing. I asked Kim the same. I'm like, is this stuff better than mine? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Overthinking and not having audacity.
Yeah.
Overthinking and not having the audacity. Like, I'm just like, but I got something in my phone. I got so many things in my phone. If I put it out, I'd be like, I could just give it to you. Or $19 might be too much. Yeah. But according to this, like, that's the checklist you wanted me to download? Like, this is some bull.
It's basically because I'm undervalued myself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that's a hamster wheel that's going in a lot of our brains. And I have to stay connected to people that can see things that I can't see, people that can see the gaps that I can't see,
yeah,
or people that can be like, girl, get out your head and just post it and see what happens.
Hey, it's funny you say that as far as undervaluing myself. And, man, even like I'm talking to somebody, I don't know if it was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, man, you know what? Just because the demographic we're in right now, I'm going to just adjust my prices. And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm looking like, damn, I don't want to adjust my price because I'm doing a lot of work. I mean, and I be thinking like, well, since I'm in Memphis, down south, they ain't going to want to pay for it. And I'm looking like, and I see what somebody else done pay. I'm like, how much you pay for that? Like, what? I'm like, well, okay.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me. Because people will pay.
But they will whine. And then I will feel like my best versus somebody else's best. And I'm like, not trying to just say I'm trying to pit myself against somebody else. Yeah. I'm like, but you pay for this, and then, but I'm asking you. And I'm like, really? Like, you will pay for this, but okay. So now it's just like, it's just basically me learning as far as me trying to just trial and error.
And having audacity.
Yeah, so when you say audacity, it's basically like, look, me, I guess, confidence.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And our overthinking causes us to not have as much confidence. But other people around us have all the confidence for us.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if we don't value it the same way. Like a $19 checklist.
Man, $19. Just think how much that was times 20 or times whatever it is.
A $10 guide, and I paid $10, and I'm like,
and you giving yours away for free.
What? Yes, girl, I got this guide. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Download it. This some bullshit. What?
Yeah.
I paid. Give me my $10 back. But they had the confidence, and they had the audacity, and they had the desire to just put it out there and see what happened. So I can't even be mad or talk about people like that because they do the stuff that I have not gotten the courage to actually follow through with sometimes.
And you know, speaking of that, it's one thing I know man, my brother, Quinn, one thing I know about him, he told me this a while back. Because he has the audacity.
I learned a lot from him. When I used to be like, entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and he would tell me stuff. I'm like, that don't even make sense. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like taking care of 2 households. No, it's not. But yeah, it is.
It's crazy because Quinn used to tell me, like, man, look, Quinn, he would have customers that would constantly come in, and he was like loyal customers who've been there for a long time, but they would whine and this and this and this. Quinn was like, look, this the price. You come in late, boo, 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 this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And he didn't sway on his price, and it would be so funny. He would give somebody a price, just like when people, they want to come in on a special day on Sunday. Quinn like, this going to be $100. And Quinn don't even bat an eye. Nothing. He like, man, then folks be looking like, hey, like, man, you can't do 80? No, it's going to be $100. Mm-hmm. But man, what I Quinn like, well, I'm gonna do this. This is gonna be $100. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead now. I'm cutting hair right now. I'll give you a second to think about that. Just give me a call back if you want to do that, and then I'll put you on the schedule. Mm-hmm. He like now. He said now I'm gonna put them the ball in their court. Let them make their decision, and then they want to come back to me. He said, but I'm not gonna adjust my prices for nobody.
Yeah, I learned that from him too.
Yeah, so.
But what I like about him is his VIP customers and his loyal customers, he gives everybody the exact same treatment.
Yes.
The difference is when you come, because when you come determines how much you pay.
Right.
So the person who works at McDonald's, they get the exact same treatment.
Yes.
And I try my best to implement that. I don't want anybody to feel like I favor this person more than them.
Right.
I actually like all of y'all.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody that I don't really care for because I can't help them.
Right.
Oh. So yeah, I learned a lot about business from him, hindsight, but when I was in the trenches with him, I'm like, this dumb. He was trying to explain it to me, but I'm like, that don't make sense.
That don't make sense.
You need to get a real job.
Hey, man, but when you experience entrepreneurship, you're like, man, look, this stuff it can be rewarding. But man, look, but
it ain't 9 to 5.
No, it's not. 9 to 5 is like, oh, no matter what I do, I'm gonna get this check. Mm-hmm. Entrepreneurship is, man, look, if I don't work, I don't eat. Mm-hmm. Like, so no, if you don't work, if you're not productive, if you're not trying to think of different ways to bring in money and try to help the home, you're not eating.
Yeah.
It's like, you know how what they say as far as the squirrels, but you piling your money up for the winter. Like, look, this year round.
It is. And so pressing a reset button could mean that you realize you have not one audience, but 2.
Yes.
People who are wanting to learn the craft, and then people who need your services.
And I've been doing that too. It's like that's like me doing a podcast station, show or whatever. Because I'm like, okay, I got ISF Productions, then I got Memphis Podcasts. Like I'm like, okay, I can give people who want to know about videography this channel. So because I was then Ken, she was like, won't you make another like I guess a sub channel for people who want to know about podcasts and who want to start their own podcast. I'm like, okay. Then my mind like, okay, it's gonna be some more stuff I got to think about doing.
Yeah, and then the steps to it.
Yeah.
And then finding the time and the energy to do it.
Yeah.
And so one thing that can help with people who struggle with that is have a couple of lists. Like one is a to-do list.
Okay.
Things that you know you need to do within the next couple of days.
Right.
The second one is a today list. Things that you need to get done today.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is the someday list. It's a list that you don't know if you're going to ever get to it.
Yeah.
But you wrote it down.
Okay.
And sometimes the way the law of attraction works, you end up completing stuff off that list just because you put it out into the universe.
Okay, yeah.
Even if you don't go back to it intentionally.
My problem is I need to write it down. It's like myself, Kim would tell me, Cash, write it down. I'm like, okay. It's in my head. Because I'm so used to, I'm like, I know my head is
And then
big.
you have anxiousness from trying to remember not to forget, and then you forgot, and then you mad because you can't remember what you had forgot.
Because it be stuff, man. Kim, like, you put on the calendar? Like, yeah, I put on the calendar. It's in my head. Then pop up, like, oh, my God. They call me, some person called me, yeah, Cass, what time you coming through? I'm like, well, I'll be doing that through so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm like, oh, hell, I forgot about that. I'm like...
That's another thing. Entrepreneurs be lying. They be lying.
Oh, hey, man, hey.
I just have to go ahead and tell my clients, look, I be having ADHD, and sometimes I have anxiety, and sometimes I struggle with time.
Yeah.
So, can we work a little bit with that?
Yeah.
And so I have to have people who are willing to be flexible with me, and I'm willing to be flexible with them. Because if you a stickler for time, or you get to your therapy session 30 minutes before, I'm not there.
At all. Yeah.
Or I've ran over with my last client, so I'm not going to be able to see you until like maybe 2-3 minutes around that time.
I understand, because I'm the same way. It's like I'm getting better at it. It's like now it's like, okay, because Kim, she's helping me more as far as like setting the calendar up and stuff like that. When and she hit me on the phone, look, you say what event you got going? Like this, she'll put on the calendar and stuff like that. So, but no, she
better take good care of Kim, because if I liked girls, if I ever switch over, I actually have a list.
She helps out a lot. So that's why I say it's like, so I'm knowing.
Like Kim, I just want to be your friend. I'm not trying to be friends with him. I'm just trying to be friends with you.
Hey, for real. I said she helps out a lot. So yeah, that's the main thing that's helping out right now. So she's as far as giving structure and stuff like that, because structure will help anxiety. And I know that it's like you know how you know what you need to do, but you're not doing it, and that's what that's where the struggles come in as well. Like then the thought of your mind, you know what you need to do, and you don't do it, and then now you're disappointed in yourself because you know.
And that's a whole nother hamster wheel.
Yes, that's another hamster wheel.
I remember I used to, like when I was really adamant about paying my tithes.
Yeah.
If I forgot a week or skipped a week, I would be adding them up. Like, how much more do I owe God?
Really? Oh, shit. Hey, you know what Kim probably did there? Because hey, because with me, you know what? Not to tell our business or nothing like that. I still remember me and Kim were dating. Were we married? Yeah, we were dating. Man, we were in church, man. You know how I'm tithing and stuff like that. It was like, you know, it was a special tithe. You know how pastor like, we're going to do a special tithe. I'm looking like, I'm finna go ahead and get my regular money, man. So, and Kim, she going to do extra. She's giving extra. Mind you, I ain't asked her what she's giving extra. So now, she gave the money, and then I'm looking, and we going home. Kim said she done gave these folks $400. I'm like, wait, what? She put the stuff.
Kim, don't worry. Hey, I've given way more.
Hey, no, but mind you, that's when this years ago. You know how you sit back. When you go, because we stand together, you just give something like this. I'm like, wait a minute. You supposed to run this by me before you put this in the
God put it on my heart. I had to do
no,
it.
God didn't know.
I had to. I'm not gonna miss it. It's gonna come back tenfold.
Hey, what's so crazy about that? Because we have other bills we have to take care of.
Yeah.
Look how God shifted this stuff up. The people called Kim because Kim didn't endorse the check. And she forgot to endorse the check. I'm like, oh, well, she going to come up there and get that. Don't worry. She's going to adjust that.
You helped Kim rob God.
I know, because we need that money. I'm like, man.
You said, ain't God good?
Man, look, for real. I'm like, hey, at that time, I'm like, look, God, thank you. Because I'm like, man, look, that $400, we needed that one.
Oh, Yeah, entrepreneurship and relationships are tough, especially if you don't have an understanding and supportive partner.
Oh yeah, that's one thing she has been doing. She's the type of my support system. No matter when I say, you know what, I'm gonna start photography. Mm-hmm. You know how to do a lot of stuff. Okay, I believe in you gonna do it. Mm-hmm. Anytime I say I'm gonna do something, I believe in you gonna do it. I'm like, okay,
because she knows.
Yeah, she
knows you will.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
Oh,
I don't, but if I did,
hey, y'all so crazy.
I got a whole list of girls in my phone. Outside your house with a boombox. Just sent you some flowers.
Hey, what you said, the boombox? What movie was that? Like,
throwing rocks at your window.
Like, man, can't move that outside.
It's Montoyia. Told I don't like girls, but she still keeps coming.
Right, I ain't lying.
All she gotta do is tell me she not happy a little bit.
Oh, she happy. She better be happy right now.
Yeah. So, but we talked about the negative things of entrepreneurship or the challenges of entrepreneurship. Yeah. But I was thinking a couple of months ago, I was like, should I get a real job? Should I get on somebody else's payroll? Mm-hmm. And then I was the thought of having to go back to working for somebody else, the atmosphere of corporate America, and the energy that I would have to suppress in order to make it through the day sometimes. I was like, I'm just gonna take me a couple of days, but yeah, I'm not doing that. There's a lot of freedom in you being able to do what works for you. Right,
yeah. So because you already have your own schedule. Then you got to rewrite your schedule for somebody else. Like, you know what? No, I want you. You're going to take days off this day, and your vacation is this, and I want you to come and work as this, and you're going to do overtime. Like, what?
Mandatory overtime.
Because when I was in the workforce, I was like one of those aggressive people. I did my job like I did 120%. When you try to make me, I was an aggressive person. They're like, look, he's a rude person. Like he's super. I'm like, I was a dog in the warehouse. Like, man, look, don't mess with him.
You mean you had boundaries?
Yeah, I had. It's funny. I did have boundaries. It worked. Yeah.
Yeah. So boundaries are the rules of engagement.
Right.
Boundaries are the desires and expectations you have for yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. That's what I desire for me. Mm-hmm. But if you decide that you want to try to mandate what my quality of life looks like. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I was extra. I was that extra guy. And they was like, man, Cash is crazy. And it didn't matter if it was the director, manager, the corporate person who come from out of town. Mm-hmm. I spoke my mind, and then folks like, they respected me because they looking like, this dude, he does a great job. But still, well, can you work on? No, can't do it. Can't do it.
That's good. So would you be able to use that part of your personality in your business?
That's what Kim, that's why I say I need. It's funny, we were talking about this today. It's like a situation this morning about the vehicle or whatever I had in the past. It's like I have that in me, but for me having anxiety, it's like I have to, what's the word for? It's levels to me.
I get that.
So for me having different levels, I'm like, okay, I want to go. It's like I don't want to go from here to boom, and folks were like, oh, I didn't know he act like this.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't want to surprise nobody.
I always surprise people.
Yeah.
But for people like us, it's like I'm not bothering you, so don't bother me. Right. I told you what I'm cool with. I told you what I'm not cool with. Mm-hmm. And then just last week, I had a conversation with somebody who, they really messed up my website. I gave away money. Yeah.
Oh.
And so during the processes of us doing setting it up, he would say one thing and I'm like, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I asked for. I asked for this. Or, let's explore this. And he asked me some of the same questions that he's asked me before. And I would find the email and send it to him like, hey, I already told you this. We already discussed this.
You ain't listening
to
me. Yeah.
No, he wasn't listening. He just wanted the money. And so, website been screwed up since February.
Really?
because he switched it to a server that sucks. Probably because he's getting something off of it or commission or something, but it sucks. So it kept crashing. I kept getting the 503 error on there on a regular basis. And the person that's taking care of it for me now, he was like, I really want to body slam that guy.
Yeah, he did. Really?
And he was like, I'm having to practically just start over. Yeah, start over. And so I got the courage to reach out to the guy and say, hey, you know, you told me this, this, and that, and it didn't happen. I would like a refund. He said, well, for the very reason of you having a chip on your shoulder, that's why I'm not going to give you a refund. I got a chip on my shoulder because I had expectations that you did not follow through with or you didn't show up with.
Right. Your whole thing was incorrect.
Yeah. And so sometimes people are shocked when I actually show up and I say what I'm thinking and how I feel. And they're like, oh my God, I thought you was nice. No, I'm not nice. I'm kind, but I'm not nice.
I guess I'm the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crazy, I'm kind.
Yeah, I guess that's just me too, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. You just thought I wasn't going to say nothing to you.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to let it slide. You thought I was going to let you keep mistreating me and I act like I'm not concerned. I just let a lot of stuff slide because I don't care about those things.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like I tend not to put that much energy in everything. Like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because then if I put that much energy in it, now it's like, okay, it's going to be extra on me because like now I'm going to be that person again. Like folks like, okay, this man he's aggressive. And I don't want to be that, all black people aggressive. So I'm like, I'll be dialing myself back a lot too.
Or I'm the angry black woman.
Yeah.
Because I expressed me being dissatisfied with something.
Right.
That's something that we also have to deal with in the entrepreneurship world. When you're a person of color and you're dealing with people who are not of color, they have these microaggressions that they try to make it seem like it's you making a big deal out of something. And because you're an overthinker, you're like, wait, maybe I am making a big deal out of it.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
Until you talk to somebody and you're like, wait a minute. I didn't. Now it's too late for me to go back and say something, ain't it?
Yeah, so now I'm sitting there, the whole time I'm thinking about the whole situation on what I should have did.
Yep.
Now I'm like, man, I sit back and I'm getting mad and I'm like, okay, decompress. I'm like, okay, now I'm just making my blood pressure go up for no reason.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So no, I do that a lot. So
there's an exercise I like to do, and it's really like letting go. Where all the things that I am angry, frustrated, upset about, or regret, or even ashamed of that I've done, and as it relates to business, I write it all down. Okay. And I call it my let go list. And so after I finish writing this down, when thoughts about those things pop up, I'm like, nope, we said we was letting it go. We're not going back to that. Every single time, to the point to where you don't even think about it anymore.
Oh, that's good. You do good with that?
I do, yep.
That's good. Like, you know how sometimes, you know what? I need to start just writing stuff down.
I got stuff wrote down everywhere.
Yeah, I know. She does the same thing. I just sit back. I'm like, I need to start writing stuff down.
Because there's more room out than in.
Right.
And if you don't let it out, then it's like it gets stuck in the fibers of you. And some pain may not go away until you have a certain conversation.
Okay.
The knee pain may not go away until you say, you know what, you really hurt my feelings the other day. I don't really appreciate how such and such happened.
Okay.
That's how inflammation shows up in our body.
Oh, I got a lot of that. I be looking like, I'm finna go to the chiropractor and I'm finna go to this.
Once I write about somebody in my journal and I say, fuck you in my journal, you might as well tear up your birth certificate because you don't exist anymore.
Oh, for real? Oh, shit. You what you call it? The anime, what's not to do? He killing folk in the book.
Yep.
Like, I'm killing your ass right here. Okay.
Yep. And then when I have a dream about death, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Hey.
I definitely let them go. They don't exist no more.
Hey, it's crazy. Remember I told you, I said, man, do you be having thoughts of this? You like, I'm like, damn, it ain't just me. I'm like,
you're not crazy, you're kind.
I'm like, okay. I said, I guess I'm not crazy. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, because I showed them, I'd be looking at folks like,
Yep.
Okay.
One of my favorite therapists, I told him about these dreams I kept having, where it was a girl who was a nuisance in my life. And I was dreaming that for 4 or 5 nights in a row, I was choking her to the point to where her meat was coming through my fingers like ground beef.
Yeah.
You know, you do ground beef, her meat was like that. And I was like, oh. So I told him and I said, and I want her gone, but I don't want her gone.
Right.
And so he was like, Montoyia, you should just kill her. It's just a dream. He said, I got a bow and arrow back there. You want to take it home with you? And he was like, so tonight I want you to prepare to take that heifer out. And I was like, you know what? I am. He said, yeah, let's get her tonight. So I get home. I put the kids in the bed early. I done did like a whole bedtime routine. I done put lavender on my pillows. I took like a bubble bath and everything because I'm getting her tonight. I slept like a baby. And the dream never came back.
Really?
I was so mad. I was like, maybe I'll get her tonight. So when I go back to see him the next week, he was like, Montoyia, you know this. I was like, what? He said, the things we resist persist. So when you welcomed the idea that you was going to take her out, then you no longer needed that energy anymore because you were honest with yourself about how you felt. Oh. You're not somebody who wants somebody's life to be gone, and so you weren't comfortable with associating with that.
Right.
Not comfortable with associating yourself with being somebody who would take somebody's life.
Right.
But after that, I started to learn that our dreams never mean what our dreams actually look like. Your dreams are subconscious feelings displaying themselves like in a movie.
Man, Kim always tell me, because I would have crazy dreams. Kim like, ain't like you have movies and stuff like that, because I'd be having some wild stuff. I'm like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah. You should look them up and see what they mean, because it's also like God trying to guide you through your dreams, like telling you what you need to be thinking of, what you need to be paying attention to, and then what things you can be okay with letting go.
Right. I need to, like you said at first, I need to start writing stuff down. I need to have my own notes. I just got to make sure I'm going to have to put a lock on it so Kim can't read my stuff, man.
Kim, when we get together, you can read my stuff. It's fine.
Hey, Kim read my book like, what the fuck? This nigga's a psychopath.
You got drawings in there, a grave.
Like, man, look, I'm living with Dexter. Like,
you're the black you.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. So we could sit here and talk we could talk for hours about entrepreneur stuff. But at the end of the day, though, I wouldn't trade any of my experiences.
No.
Because my faith has increased tremendously, seeing how God's plan unfolds. You know, it start out with a thought and then you actually see it in person. Yeah,
it is crazy. And most people, it's funny when they come in the studio, they were looking like, man, you got all these cameras. I'm looking in my mind, I'm like, I just cameras there for like, man, no, man, you look at all you did all this. In my mind, I'll be thinking like,
it's just, it's nothing. It's fine.
But when I first did it, I'm like, man, look good. But then my mind shifts like, I want more. I want it bigger. I want a bigger studio. I want it better. Because I'm like, I look at other people's stuff. I'm like, okay, my stuff look better than this, but they have a bigger spot. I need a bigger spot. So,
or you could just get a calendar and have people prepay on the calendar and
there too.
Book yourself up.
Yeah.
And, yeah. It's okay though.
It's a working process with me, because my main thing is like me being an entrepreneur is basically like when you're doing everything, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why when Kim says she's gonna help me, as far as like she's like I guess as far as she's gonna be a secretary and she's helping with this and this
administrative assistant, office manager.
Yeah, office manager. When she's
that
doing
makes a big difference.
Yeah, because man, when I'm thinking about, because I'm editing. I'm thinking about writing down a poem. I'm doing everything. I'm like, okay, it'd be overwhelming. So sometimes I'm like, okay, you know what? it's racking my brain. Like, okay, Kim, I'm finna go ahead because I got a toll-free number, different numbers for Memphis Podcast and ISF Productions and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, when they start calling, I'm like, Kim, make sure you have your phone. They're going to call you. I'm like, because look, set the appointment. Because to me, I feel like it's better because a lot of times, like when people who, just say when I meet a person, new customer, and I'm so cool with them, it's like it's more personable. Yep. They feel like, okay, you family. So now I feel like I'm doing extra, you know what I mean? Versus me just, okay, so I don't have a person like, Miss McGowan, I'll go ahead and set the appointment and it's going to cost this, and this. Because I'll be feeling some type of way when I'm charging people.
Right.
And I'm looking like, I shouldn't charge them that much. And I'm looking like,
my prices are my prices.
Yeah, and I haven't stuck in my head, but my prices are my prices. And I feel so much personal, like I can be a person. I've been knowing them for a couple of months. I'm like, they good people. And I'm like, man, look, but I'm not gonna be able to. I know what's my guy. He said, what Sherman say? Oh, it's basically saying you are not gonna be able to experience life. Staying like I guess you charging what you charge, and you're not. I guess what you saying. What's to say? What you said earlier?
You're kind, not crazy.
No. When you were saying, as far as I forgot the name of it. But when I was saying, like you said, my prices are my prices. But well, you had it. You said this another way. What's the other way you said it?
I don't remember 5 minutes
ago. Oh shit! Man. Hey, I forgot what you said. You were saying it was Mom have to go back and look at this damn video.
Yeah.
Hey, but 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 it was basically me going back and just basically appreciating my work and me not underpricing my work, undervaluing my work. Mm-hmm. It was a word you said, but it's basically that's what it meant. Don't undervalue your work, because if you undervalue your work, you're not gonna be able to grow in life. You're not gonna be able to grow in life in general,
or enjoy life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As far as that's what, because Sherman called it something, but he was just basically like, you're not gonna be able to grow and experience life if you still like charging people this. Mm-hmm. He said you can be a good steward. You know what I mean? That's what I think Sherman was saying there.
And as an entrepreneur, we sometimes don't do well with being a good steward of our time too. But I know exactly what you're saying. I don't like answering the phone, because when I just had a few people call, it was cool. But having more people call and more people wanting to come to therapy and them not knowing about the process, when I answer the phone, to them it feels like they can go ahead and get it out. And I'm just like, yeah, no.
Pause.
And if I interrupt them, or if I redirect the conversation, sometimes that can make them like feel thrown off. Like maybe she's just standoffish or something like that. No, it's not that. It's just that I'm trying to do a better job of, this is a 15-minute consultation.
Yes.
To see if we're a good fit for each other. And then we can go into the conversation when you actually come in.
Yeah, so it's crazy you say that, because even like now, me doing video work, some people, I can do a job for somebody and they'll just see me and they feel like, oh, okay, when I tell them, okay, this job going to be $750. $750? Man, that's too much, man. I'm like, but I'm actually doing a job of 4 or 5 people. If I go out and now I give them a guy instead of me, because I can go out and hire my friend to do the lights, my people who I work with. I can get him to do the lights, and I get the other person to do the audio, and then I can do the camera. Then I'm editing.
Right.
But most people, if I pay him, there's $75 to $100. I pay him. There's $75 to $100. If I pay him, there's another $75 to $100. Then me doing the editing, there's $200 to $350. And not counting me bringing my equipment. Most people don't even... And
your time.
Exactly.
And your years of experience.
Exactly. But people, they don't... It's like, when they're at work, they feel like, pay me my money. Then when I'm at work, hey, man, you can't... Man, I'm like...
Pay me my money.
Hey. Hey, I'll be sitting back when people... Soon as I give folks my price, and I just, man, I can hear Quentin, man, my prices. I can hear him saying it, and I have to adjust it when people tell me, man, you can't do... I need to just like, dog, I'm going to have to start doing Quinn move. You know what, man, my price is gonna be this. Man, look, just let me know. I'm busy right now. Just let me know. Just give me a call back. Let me know if you're gonna go with it. If not, that's cool. That's cool too. And Quinn just hang up the phone.
I learned that from him. I call it honoring the pause. So when I tell somebody what my fee is, I resist the urge to say, but if you want, so I just pause intentionally and then just kind of wait, because this is actually what I decided that I'm going to need for this week to make it through the week.
Right.
I can't be worried about my light bill and your light bill at the same time. I got to be taken care of so that I can be here and present and available for you.
It's funny listening because I'm listening to what you're saying, and then when I'm listening to the Tam interview, when she was saying she would rather pay somebody else's light bill trying to make sure they straight, and then her lights are cut off, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah, we do that. We entrepreneurs struggle with codependency. We are the people that set ourselves on fire for everybody else because it's what we love, it's what we enjoy, it's what makes us happy, but it also distracts us from taking care of ourselves.
So enough, man, you ain't never lied about that, because I sit back like, man, I love doing videography, I love doing this, I love doing that, and I'm looking like, I be working and editing, I'm like, why I charge them that? I'm like, I'm done.
So I'm going to close, but I'm going to leave you with this.
Yeah.
I was listening to a meditation yesterday, and it said, if you're a giver, think of all the people that would benefit from you being wealthier. Because you can do the things you really want to do for them.
Right.
Without having to take away from yourself.
Right.
And so if you do the things you need to do to have more, you're able to do more.
Right.
But if you don't have the boundaries and the rules of engagement for yourself and for your business, you won't have the space to have more, which is keeping you from being able to do more.
I'm handicapping my own self.
Yeah. And then, how many people are suffering because you won't live in your gift?
And you know what? I'm going to make a reel of that one, man. Boom.
Yep. I'll be like, well, dang, I'm suffering.
Hey, that was cold right there, man. Yeah.
Finding ways to help you get out of your head and move past that. And we have to continue to have conversations like this so you can know that, it's not just you. And so when it's your up day, then you can help me. When it's my down day, you can, we have to stay connected to people that we can have these conversations with. So you don't feel like you're on an island by yourself.
Man, I ain't lying. Like I said, that's one thing. When I told you before, I said, man, anything on my mind, I'll tell Kim.
That's good. That's great that you have somebody that lets you be you.
Yeah, because you crazy sometimes. I'm like,
You can tell her, I'm not crazy, I'm kind.
Yes, that's my next thing. Every time Kim, you crazy. I'm just kind. I'm overly kind right now.
I need to teach Cree that. I have enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for agreeing to do it with me.
Thank you. Like I said, because at first I was like, man, I want to interview you. I'm like, what?
Yep. This is the producer behind Memphis Podcast. What kind of things do you offer with Memphis Podcast?
Well, just basically, we offer everything. Just when you want to start a podcast, you just come to me. So if you need anything far as podcasting, so if you don't know about video work, audio work, lighting or stuff like that, our motto is all you need to bring is yourself.
Yeah.
That's the motto. So all you need to bring is yourself. So you come to me, we're going to set everything up, get your podcast, logo, everything, intros, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and also encouragement and a little bullying if you need it.
Yeah, I do that too. It's for the good though. It's basically
Absolutely.
when I see flaws in somebody's podcast and stuff like that, what they need to do better, I'm like, okay, I can help them with that. So yeah, it's just coaching. Like, okay, look, man, now do this and do this
it's
and do this.
Definitely coaching.
So that's the main thing on my end is me coaching. Yeah.
Yep. Well, thank you. This is Cassius McGowan with Memphis Podcast and ISF Productions. Oh, and Fathead TV.
Yeah, Fathead TV. Go ahead, check it out. It's up on the Memphis Podcast on YouTube. But man, it's like, well, we had I'm over 2,000 subscribers now.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah, I'm over 2,000, almost 2,100 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. So
people like entertainment.
Hey, it's funny because it's funny me having other shows now, and I just told Kim, you know what, I'm entertaining. I'm pretty funny. I'm gonna go in there and be on TV myself. You know what I mean?
think I'm pretty funny too.
You are very funny. Hey, look, I told you need to on Bougie Black Therapy. You need to go ahead and do your sub channel, and make another playlist on you just being yourself. You need to have a GoPro, take it around and get at it.
I'm actually pretty shy though. I'm really shy unless I have somebody to have conversation.
That's why I said
with.
when you out, man, look, just go at it. Because when you out, man, doing your thing at a party or yoga, when you talking to somebody, you just put that joint up, just get to talking. And
then I'm gonna nut up. I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, you ain't.
I ain't gonna know what to say.
Hey, no, you just look.
I be like, you see me with this GoPro, don't you? I don't.
Hey, man, look. Hey, that's why it's so funny. It's a gift when I see people on TV and they have those cameras and stuff like that, and then you can be yourself and just talking and just like, but you carrying the camera, like, hey, whoop de whoop, like,
yeah,
but you.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, most people they like stuff like that.
I tell my clients, all my jokes are funny. If you don't laugh, we're not gonna be a good fit.
But you're funny though.
Yeah, thanks.
You're very funny.
Tune in next time to Bougie Black Therapist Podcast, where we talk about all things boundaries and entrepreneurs. Thank you for stopping by.
Peace out.